I get this question constantly from people looking in South Florida, whether they go to Fort Lauderdale or Boca Raton. And my honest answer is these are two different cities with totally different lifestyles. And the wrong choice for your personality is expensive to undo. In this video, we're comparing Fort Lauderdale and Boca Raton honestly. The vibe, the demographics, the lifestyle, the price per square foot, and which buyer is in each one. No agenda. By the time this is over, you're gonna know which city is yours. My name is Steve McAleer. I've been selling real estate in Fort Lauderdale for 20 years, completed over 600 transactions in this market, and I work with The Agency, one of the premier luxury brokerages in the country. I'm a Fort Lauderdale specialist. That's my market, and I won't pretend otherwise. But I've had this conversation hundreds of times with buyers considering both cities. The buyers who choose Boca belong in Boca. I'd rather tell you that up front than have you pick the wrong city. And the most important thing to understand is that these luxury markets are not interchangeable. They have different personalities, and that difference is super important in any decision making. Fort Lauderdale is a water city, 165 miles of waterways, a strong boating culture, Latin influence, and a lifestyle that lives outdoors year round. It's a cosmopolitan without being as intense as Miami. The energy on Las Olas on a Saturday evening tells you everything about what the city is. Boca Raton is a planned city, designed with a specific look and feel in mind, and it shows. More manicured, more uniform, quieter. The golf culture, Meisner Park, the country clubs. It's polished and controlled in a way that buyers from certain northeast suburbs recognize immediately. Neither is better. They're just different. Knowing which one resonates with you is the beginning of this decision. The demographics matter in a way that real estate content usually avoids. But if you're going to spend $2 million on a home, you should truly understand who your neighbors are going to be. Fort Lauderdale is genuinely diverse. High net worth buyers from across the country and internationally, a large Latin American community, a significant LGBTQ+ population centered around Bolton Manors, and a younger median age overall. It's layered and multi-generational. Boca Raton is more homogeneous. It has a large and well-established Jewish community, a strong country club culture, and a population that skews older and more affluent. Buyers from Long Island, northern New Jersey, and parts of Connecticut often feel immediately at home in Boca because it resembles where they came from. Neither is better or worse, but knowing which community fits your life matters more than almost anything else in this decision. Now, let's talk about the real estate itself, because the price per square foot of these two markets is a little bit more nuanced than most people think. In Fort Lauderdale's waterfront neighborhoods, Las Olas Isles, Harbor Beach, Rio Vista, you're paying $700 to $1,200 per square foot. At the top end, that gets you newer construction with deep water docks and direct ocean access. Boca's top neighborhoods, including Royal Palm Yacht and Country Club, the Boca Resort Corridor, are in a similar price range. Royal Palm in particular competes directly with Fort Lauderdale's best waterfront. The difference shows up in the $1.5 to $3 million range. In Fort Lauderdale, at that budget, you have real waterfront, canal front homes with docks and ocean access in Coral Ridge and Rio Vista. In Boca, at that budget, you're mostly in the golf and country club market. Waterfront in Boca at this price point is limited and expensive. If boating is the priority, Fort Lauderdale wins this comparison clearly. By the way, if you're doing this level of research into South Florida, I've put together a guide that will help you understand the price points and types of neighborhoods that you would find here in South Florida. It's called the Fort Lauderdale Home Buyer Guide. Every neighborhood, every price point, what to buy, what to consider, and how to move here without second guessing yourself. It's totally free. The link is in the description. Beyond the real estate numbers, I want to talk about what your life actually looks like in each city. This is where the decision is really made for people who spend time in both markets. In Fort Lauderdale, daily life revolves around the water. Morning coffee on the dock, the boat on weekends, Las Olas for dinner, the beach when you feel like it. The city has energy, but it's not overwhelming. In Boca, daily life revolves around the club. Golf, tennis, dining, social events. It's a self-contained lifestyle that many buyers love, especially coming from the club culture up north. Meisner Park is genuinely excellent for walkable dining and retail. The Boca Resort is world-class. On dining, Boca has historically been stronger, but Fort Lauderdale has closed the gap. On nightlife, Fort Lauderdale wins. On quiet evenings and early mornings, Boca wins. Schools, commute, and connectivity are three major things to take into consideration. On schools, Palm Beach County, which covers Boca, is generally rated significantly stronger than Broward overall. Boca has excellent public and private options, including Pinecrest and St. Andrews. Fort Lauderdale has strong private schools as well, but families who put schools first often lead towards Boca. On connectivity, Fort Lauderdale wins. Fort Lauderdale International International Airport is one of the best connected airports in the Southeast for Northeast routes. Brightline connects Fort Lauderdale to Miami, West Palm, and Orlando. Boca relies more on driving in Palm Beach International Airport, which is smaller and less connected. Here's the honest playbook, and I've watched this happen so many times that I'm confident in it. You should choose Fort Lauderdale if boating and waterfront access are central to your lifestyle. You want urban energy without Miami's intensity. Your budget goes dramatically further on the water here than anywhere else in South Florida. Or you want a diverse, cosmopolitan community with a genuine international layer. You should choose Boca Raton if country club and golf are your primary social infrastructure. Schools are your top priority. You prefer quiet and manicured over urban energy. Or the Boca Resort's lifestyle is exactly the version of Florida you've been picturing. If you're still on the fence, come see both. 2 days, both cities, honest time in each. The right one will feel obvious once you're actually in it. And that wraps up this video. If you're enjoying these types of South Florida lifestyle videos, subscribe to my channel. And if you want my personal assistance in buying, selling, or investing into South Florida, all of my contact details are below.